The next border is called Flying Geese. And I know that there are lots of ways that people do these with shortcuts. And by all means, if you'd like to, go right ahead. I don't, and there's a good reason. When I'm making all of these little flying geese and I'm putting them together for a border, I'll notice things like these two are almost identical. And so I'll move them around until I like where they fall. And that's true of all of our piecing. You're going to find that we're going to be doing 9-patch blocks, which you could do quickly with strip piecing. But then they're all the same, or bunches of them are all the same. And I much prefer making individual aesthetic choices as I go. It's not a quick quilt. And so I like for everybody to make aesthetic choices as they go and not do any quick piecing, if you can stand it. So you're going to have half square triangles. Again, these have the bias edge on the long leg and the straight of the grain on the outside. And these quarter square triangles have the straight of grain on the outside too. And we're going to piece it by putting one side together at a time. And you're going to notice that these are hanging out kind of funny. And they do. And let's just trust in the process. You've cut them accurately. You're going to piece them accurately. Don't get too hung up on where things are going to fall. It's going to be fine. So we're placing it here under the needle. And remember, along our line that we can watch. And it hangs out bigger than you think it should. And that is correct. It's going to work. Take it off your needle. And by the way, I do these one side for all of them and then one side for the other, so we can do these a little quicker. And I'm going to press the lighter color one in this case, or the outside one, away. Just finger press, and now you're going to place the other one on the other background piece. And it's going to crisscross, and that is correct. And when you open it up, you'll see that this is in perfect alignment. If it's not perfect, don't fret. Fabric is really forgiving, and we can make these come together nicely. So we're going to now sew them together one at a time. Put this on top of that. Pin both ends. And I like to do the blue one on top because the bottom is pieced, and again, it's slightly bigger. And by putting the not pieced edge on top, it'll come together just a little better. It's counterintuitive because you're thinking, well, if I do this, I can go right through the middle here, but it's going to fall together okay. So you've pinned the two ends, you've put the blue piece on top, and you've held it nicely together. And it's just right. And you're going to do that for 14 pieces, making sure that you don't get twins next to each other. Okay? At the end of this border, you've got 2 half square triangles. Don't need to go over that again. We've done lots of them on the center, and they sew to here, and you're done with this border. This is border 2. Border 8 is the same exact process, only it's a much larger goose or flying geese, and there's no point in doing 2 lessons. So apply everything that I've just said here about how I line them up, and do the larger ones when you get to number 8. The only difference is number 8 is going to have a slightly different corner, one of these, and it's going to involve an inset seam, and I'll show you how to do that when we get to number 8. So, done with flying geese, onward to the cards.